Our first assumption in regression that leads to blue estimates is that our IVs, our independent variables, are fixed variables. Now, this does not mean that the independent variables are constants, right? It means that the variable levels themselves don't change after I do my analysis. They're fixed at where they were when I did my analysis. All right, what's that mean? Let's say that I was giving an SAT prep course. And people I did a randomized sample and I assigned some people to not go to the SAT prep course, and I sent some people to go to the SAT prep course, right? I did some sort of thing here, and I was giving SAT scores as my outcome variable, and then I have a dichotomous input, dichotomous IV. Either you went to the SAT prep course or you didn't go to the SAT prep course. And probably my data looks something like this, right? But there's probably some people who didn't do very well and some people who did okay anyway. But generally, the line I get for this looks something like this. And let's say this is described as, SAT score is equal to some intercept, right? Whatever SAT score is, I think 200, right? Plus 200 times x sub 1, right? And x sub 1 is, did you or did you not attend the prep course? Well, the interpretation for this is fairly straightforward. This suggests that by attending the prep course, your SAT score should go up by 200 points. That's fair enough. And you can draw that inference from this regression. However, because I'm making an assumption that my IVs are fixed variables, I can't make an assumption, or I can't make an inference about any other values of x. I only have here two values of x, 0 and 1. Either you went to the prep course or you didn't. This doesn't say anything about what happens if you went to the prep course twice. Now, in theory, statistically speaking, this line goes out forever. Statistically speaking, I would just plug in a 2 here for x1, and I'd say, oh, well, clearly that your score should go up by 400 points instead of 200 points. But that breaks our underlying assumption that the IVs are fixed. They're fixed in time around when I analyze them. The only two values of x that I did my analysis for are 0 and 1. So I can't draw any inferences about what happens if prep course attendance is a 2 or a 3 or a half. What if I only went to half of the SAT prep course? I have a number here. I can actually do this regression, but I can't really interpret it in the same way. To do so would break the assumption underlying. So that's our first assumption, that the IVs are fixed variables, and that any estimate I make can only be based on the levels of the IVs that I actually tested and analyzed in my regression analysis.